not a game, it's a rich thing.
What's up, y'all? It is Tasha. I am back with another review of Love Without Borders. Thank you so much for stopping into my channel. If you are new here, please hit the subscribe button below. We are so close to 2K. So if you are watching and you are not yet subscribed, why not? It's free to do so. It's free 99. Just click the button down below. Okay, you keep coming back. So just subscribe to the channel, okay? You can watch the videos you like and not watch the ones you don't. It's all love here. It's no big deal. So we are going to jump right in. Wait, before we jump into the video, I hope y'all had a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays if you don't celebrate. And I hope you guys' new year is off to an amazing, amazing start. Now, let's jump into the review for the episode tonight. I'm going to go couple by couple once again, like I did the last time. It was just a little bit easier to navigate. So we're just going to keep that going, all right? We're going to start off with Garlene and Shreyas. So it is day 22 in Dubai. Garlene, she's out looking for a Christmas tree. She says she's really reflecting on the hurtful things, you know, she said to Shreyas a couple days ago, you know, after they had the whole double date debacle that was just a disaster. She said she hopes they can clear the air since it's Christmas time. You know, it's time for forgiveness. And I was like, well, if you want forgiveness, stop being an a-hole, Garlene. It's that easy to just stop combating and fighting every single thing. Just stop. So they get back together. They discuss the double date again. Shreyas says, you know, his friend did put him in an uncomfortable situation. And Garlene was like, yeah, and I just want to thank you for having my back. And I looked like, what? Because you acted like you didn't appreciate this man having your back when we last saw y'all talk about this situation. So I'm totally confused as to, did you appreciate or did you want to be, you know, the hero in the situation? You didn't need no help. Which one was it, Garlene? You can't have both, okay? They end up actually just blaming it on the alcohol, and I rolled my eyes because I'm like, I guess we're just going to keep doing that. At some point, either y'all going to have to admit that y'all just don't work out or stop drinking altogether and figure out what's going on between the two of y'all, okay? So they go back to the cousin's house once again for a Christmas party. We get a peek of her controlling how much vodka Shreyas is drinking. She's like, it's vodka, it's vodka. He's like, no, it's not. Let me smell it. Let me smell it. I'm like, girl, this is a grown man. It is a Christmas party. Leave him alone. She starts to get snippy with him, and it's true Garlene fashion at this point, okay? So the next morning, they're in their own room. Shreyas lets us know that the night before, she picked a fight with him about equal rights. He says that he and his sister were brought up equally. Garlene is talking about some laws. I don't know enough about the laws in Dubai to give an opinion on it, and I'm quite frankly not going to look it up. I'll just go by what they're telling me on the TV. But anyway, she is having an issue with it. So they argue. She says that she took her phone out to film the argument. And the reason why she did that is because they would be able to basically watch the footage and discuss it later. Garlene, do you know how that sounds? You sound stupid. I'm just going to let you know. If you don't know how you sound stupid saying that. First of all, I think both of y'all have good enough short-term memory that you can recall what was said the night before. And two, you're on a TV show. Everything that's being done is already being filmed for you, honey. You don't need to add gasoline to the fire and pull out your phone and record the argument that y'all are currently having. Like, who taught you conflict resolution? Because this ain't it. This is not it. No. But anyway, they have to put on a united front because his family is coming over to their place for the first time for Christmas. Everybody gets there. They start to eat, and it is completely silent. Nobody has anything to say. Child, and the daddy starts singing Silent Night. The way I hollered, I think it was the daddy or either the sister's fiance. Somebody started singing Silent Night, and I hollered because I was like, well, this is awkward, okay? Anyway, they make the best of it. They built some gingerbread houses. Garlene says she wants a relationship like his parents, but I'm like, you really don't, because you're fighting this man at any and every turn. So how is it that you're trying to build a positive, long-lasting relationship? And maybe not just with Shreyas, but with anybody, honey. I just don't see you putting in the effort. She feels like that he glossed over what she needs, and there's really more that she needs in a partner. Again, stop arguing about every little thing. And maybe y'all can go somewhere with this relationship. Shreyas then leaves as, they're cleaning up and his family leaves. He leaves to go take the trash out. And before he's even able to return, she goes in her room and closes the door. And I'm just like, Garlene, you are so hard to like. Like, you are really hard to like at this point. I don't see them making it, but I guess we just gonna keep going through the motions. Anyway, it's now 62 days left on Garlene's visa. She's meeting up with Erica in person because Erica says she reached out and told her, things just really aren't working out. Garlene tells her tells her how great of a man that he is, but then says that there are cultural differences as she is reading up on the laws in Dubai, and there's certain things that women can't do. Like, I get it. If there are laws that prevent her from doing things she feel like she absolutely has to do, I understand the fight. But at this point in time, I don't understand the battle that she's fighting because she does not live there. I don't see you personally being affected by some of the laws, other than the only thing we've seen is the whole scarf thing, when you wanted to wear the other scarf on your head when they went on the camel ride and he said it was for males and not females. Other than that, are you currently being affected by the laws in Dubai? You are not currently a citizen of Dubai for you to feel like you have to cause such an uproar. Somebody might come to the United States and not like our laws, but they don't live here. So they, abide by them when they're here. But when they leave and go back to their other country, then it is what it is, Garlene. Everybody is not going to look at things through the lens that you do, and every country is not going to have the same laws that we have here in America, girl. Like, you already know that. So I'm not understanding what the issue is. And a lot of times those people in other countries that have been brought up in those cultures, like, they know how things are. They know how to operate. And just like anywhere else in this, girl, while it is a process, anybody is free to leave whatever country they want to leave in, for the most part, whenever they feel like leaving. It's a process to leave and to enter someone else's country as a citizen, but you don't have to stay if you don't want to stay, Garlene. So you don't have to make such a big deal about Dubai's laws. If you get to know Shreyas and the laws are just too much for y'all, then maybe y'all can talk about, does that mean y'all live somewhere else? Does that mean y'all come back to America? What does that look like? But right now, with you only being there less than a month at this point, like, girl, you are making this very, very exhausting, really, for no reason. Anyway, Erica tells her that, when they talked before she got matched, she said that the biggest point was really her family, and she matched her with Shreyas because she thinks he's a very understanding man and he has a very different experience when it comes to his family, and was really hoping that he could provide a sense of safety for her in her heart. Garlene says she really feels like she is failing at love, and again starts to kind of tear up and is playing the victim. And I'm like, but you need to tell Erica how you are not being the easiest to get along with, because right now these tears are not moving me, and I don't think they're moving Erica either, because you're just crying mostly, I feel like, because things are different and things aren't going your way, but not that you're actually trying and failing. Let's move on to Carmen and Phil, because we did not see much of them during this episode. It's day 26 in Ghana. Carmen is cooking because her twin sister is coming over today. Her twin sister Cynthia walks in just as beautiful as Carmen. Carmen leaves them. Well, not really, because she can still hear them, but she leaves them so that they can talk. Her sister asks Phil what was his first impressions. He said, she was very beautiful. She's a goddess. She's a queen. And, Carmen is being the amen corner in the back and like, I know that's right. Like, girl, just if you're going to leave them alone to talk, stay out their business. Carmen gets done cooking. They sit down to eat. Of course, they sit on the floor. As they go to sit down, Phil busts his pants. And I was like, well, that's awkward to have, your sister here, and now his pants is just busted wide open. Okay. Her sister asks if Carmen is who he would like to settle down with eventually. And I was like, girl, it's only been like a month, not even quite a month yet. He doesn't know if maybe she's the one that he would want to settle down with eventually. But anyway, Phil does what Phil does, and he lists all the things he likes about her, but doesn't really answer the question about settling down with her. And I don't quite blame him because, again, it hasn't been enough time yet to say, yes, for sure, I have feelings. I can see myself falling in love with her, having kids with her, all that good stuff. Maybe let's see where we are closer to the 90-day mark, okay? To wrap up kind of their section, we saw them go out to dinner. They gave each other Christmas gifts. He gives her, I think from what I could tell from what she held up, was like, it looked like a high-waisted bikini bottom. And she was just like, so everything is kind of going to be covered up. And y'all know Carmen is not about the everything being covered up. And she was like, this is like something my granny would wear. I don't know what Phil was thinking. And Phil, I don't know what you were thinking either, okay? Let's move on to Aaron and Myel, child, because these two right here, between these two and that Dana and Brian, y'all, we gonna get into it. So Aaron and Myel, it is day 19 in Paris. They are on the street. They're picking out some scarves, taking pictures in photo booths, having drinks, having a grand old time. We didn't switch over, and it is now day 26. They are preparing to leave to visit Myel's family for Christmas. Myel then lets us know a little tidbit that they hooked up the night before. And I said, well, okay, then give us the details. They don't, but I wanted the details. Aaron says emotionally and romantically, it's still early on, although they were physical. So I'm like, so again, are you still just trying to please what Myel wants, but not really what you want to do, Aaron? Is that what we're still doing, like we did with the lock on the bridge and all that? Okay. So Myel, they got to rent a car. Myel is about to drive. He has not driven in about 6 years. So on their way to this road trip, they start to answer Miss Universe questions because he's like, we're two gay guys. That's what we do. Their words, not mine. So they ask, in the next 6 years, where do you want to be? Aaron says he wants to be some sort of web graphic designer, have a design company, something like that. Just goes on and on. Basically, he doesn't want to do optometry anymore. However, within this whole discussion, he does not mention anything about a partner, a relationship, a marriage, being in love, kids, nothing, okay? So Myel asks him, you know, does he have no vision for a relationship in the next 6 years? And Aaron is basically like, no, I don't know what that vision, I don't have a vision for that, and I don't know what that looks like. And I'm like, Aaron, if you don't stop playing with this man, how you gonna be here in this man's country to potentially fall in love with him and have a relationship? And when he asks you where you see yourself in 6 years, you not only don't include him, but you don't include a relationship at all. Make it make sense. Anyway, the two of them make it to their destination. They're about to meet Myel's family. And Myel is concerned, you know, if he doesn't really fit a relationship in his future, kind of like, well, what are we doing and why am I here? Anyway, Myel's mom and his two brothers show up to the little restaurant that they're at. Aaron tells them a little bit about where he's from in the U.S. Myel then, of course, leaves the table so that they can have some alone time, and his family asks how things are going. Aaron tells them that, you know, there isn't a whole lot of romance, but they're both happy that it would progress and, you know, they would get there, but they do get along with one another. He says he wants to give his family the truth, but they really don't need to know the up-to-the-minute details. I agree with that in a sense. They don't need to know the gory details of what y'all are doing behind closed doors, but you can't then say, you know, there's not a whole lot of romance when he just, you know, gave you a massage and y'all slept together. Because then when Aaron comes back to the table and he's when Myel comes back to the table and Aaron is recapping what he told the family, Myel gets upset. And I'm like, rightfully so. He has a right to get upset because it's like, how you going to tell this man that, oh, I just told your family we're not very romantic, but yet he knows y'all just hooked up the night before. So how we not romantic, but we getting it in? So Myel is frustrated, and I do not blame Myel for being frustrated. A couple days later, Myel and Aaron are waking up. You can tell Myel still looks pissed. Aaron slept on the couch the night before, and Myel doesn't basically like that he keeps, wanting to sleep on the couch and not sleeping together. Aaron says, I guess I'm just figuring out I'm just not good with sleeping with people. Aaron, what? You had all night to think about what you wanted to say, and that's all you came up with. You're not good at sleeping with people, and you've been here almost a month. I mean, the bed is small. The apartment is small in general. We already know that. But if you are interested in someone and you want to be with someone, being in a small space and being close to them is not a problem. But we all know you're not really feeling Myel like that. Aaron, stop it. So Myel brings up the conversation that they had, of course, in the car with, where he sees himself in 6 years. And Aaron, and he says, it seems like you aren't ready to be in a relationship. Aaron is like, well, I still kind of see myself being very busy, with work and everything. But, maybe just our outlook on relationships just look different. Again, just say you are not into this man, okay? Aaron is now acting like he is the one that's being attacked. He's saying it's hurtful. He just really doesn't understand. And I'm like, how you don't understand what this man is saying if you are here to find love, because you could not find love in North Dakota or wherever you were from. You came all the way over here to Paris to live with this man, to be in a relationship, and now you acting like, oh, I just don't like sleeping with people. I just don't know where we are romantically. I just don't know where I see a relationship in 6 years. Like, you're giving him all the excuses in the book that you don't want to be with him. Point blank in the period. So stop acting like you are very intelligent. You looking in people's eyeballs all day, diagnosing stuff, prescribing glasses and contacts. You know exactly what you're doing. Okay? And it's making me mad. It's pissing off me and my homegirls. Okay? Anyway, Myel says it looks like it's a dead end for him, and he does not know if he wants to keep trying. And I honestly felt bad for Myel. I feel like in the beginning, Myel was just maybe a little bit pushy with coming on a little bit hot and heavy with Aaron. But now I feel like Aaron is doing him wrong, because in an effort to not hurt Myel's feelings, he's leading him on into thinking that things are deeper than what they are. And I don't appreciate Aaron for doing it. I don't. So now we're going to move on to Naeem and Chandra. And child, this was a whole mess as well. It is 66 days left on Naeem's visa. And she tells him that they're going to go to a nightclub that night, as she's trying to make up for uninviting him to Thanksgiving. Since he likes to party, he's like, yeah, that sounds great. Looking forward to it. She tells him that the Uber driver is her ex, and that the ex asked her what they were doing that night, and she lets the ex know that they were going out. So the ex is like, so can I come too? And she told him yes. And I was like, girl, what? She says her car isn't working and they are friends, so why not? Chandra, you sound crazy. It's because this man is your ex. Why does he need to hang out with your potential next man? Is he the only Uber driver in Panama City? I'm just confused as to if there are no other Uber drivers that can get y'all to the club. Then no train, no bus. It's too far to walk. What? Girl. Anyway, Naeem is cool with it. They all leave to head out to the club. We see Chandra get to the club, y'all, and Chandra she's ready to bend and bust it open. She is grinding and winding and twerking. She's turned into a completely different person. She is definitely not the uptight Chandra we've seen this entire time. Okay, she is really being fun to be around. She says that Naeem is fun to be around. I said, now all of a sudden, because you're drinking and dancing, he's a fun person to be around. Okay, girl. So she's dancing with Naeem first, and then Naeem kind of takes a step back and goes to the bar or something. And she uses this opportunity to wine on her ex. And I was like, oh, so that's what we doing? She's lost count of how many drinks she's had. And I'm like, if you don't know what's happening, maybe cut yourself off and not have any more drinks at this point, because low key, this is disrespectful to Naeem. Y'all know he get on my nerves. I am not the Naeem fan of it all at all. But also, this man came across the country to to another country to live with you, to potentially build a connection with you, and you up here twerking on your ex? Where they do that at? Where they do that at? Anyway, the next morning, Naeem and Chandra, they talk. Naeem tells us that he checked himself into a hotel the night before because it seemed like, she's still interested in her ex. We see some footage of Naeem showing up about 3 hours before we see them sitting together, and her ex's car is still outside of her house. So he's like, obviously somebody had a long night. He asks her if there's still a connection between the two of them, and she's like, yeah, but we're just friends, girl. She says when they're a little wasted, he can stay the night. He sleeps next to me, but that's it. Nothing happens. Chandra girl, I'm not saying something happened and you lying, but also do you hear yourself, and do you visualize how this is being put off to someone else that has come here to get to know you, potentially be in a relationship with you, and you think it's okay that whenever your ex may get wasted, that he sleeps in the same bed with you and sleeps over at your house, and we're just supposed to believe that nothing ever happens when both of y'all are pretty drunk? I ain't saying you lying, but it looks real suspect is all I'm saying. Okay, I just don't know how you expect Naeem to feel after that, and I probably would have just been like, just send me back home. I'm done with this. Let her figure out what's going on with her and her ex and leave me out of it, okay? So the last couple we will talk about is Dana and Brian. So if y'all remember, we pick up right where we left off with them, where Brian is acting like all of a sudden he's not into Dana anymore after finding out how old she is. He says, he was adding heat to basically their situation and hoping that, that would help improve things. But ultimately, it's like making bread without yeast. And I said, well, damn. Well, damn. Okay. So she asks what changed with him, and he says, really, I've dated more natural women, and basically he kind of saw her as superficial in the beginning because of her wearing makeup. I don't even think she wears that much makeup, but okay. She asks why was he then kissing or hugging on her if he wasn't attracted to her. He says that he really cares for her, and she's like, well, just be honest with me, like, don't lie. And then he just starts to kind of agree with everything that she's saying, and I feel like he's just agreeing to shut her up. That's what I feel. So it's day 18, and Dana and Brian, they're together acting like nothing has happened previously. And she says she's still trying to process everything, and she's not sure where they stand right now. But anyway, they go to this little restaurant cafe thing, and they're meeting his sister there so that she can actually meet Dana for the first time. He tells his sister that, they're riding off of emotion in the very beginning, and now they're really trying to figure out if they're suited for one another. Basically, he's over talking and doing a lot of leading the conversation because I'm sure he does not want Dana to tell, his sister that he's being a real jerk. So let me just keep talking and set the tone, and, we're just going to leave it at that. Okay, that's what he was trying to do. So Dana goes off to the bathroom, and they have a chance to talk one-on-one. And he tells his sister that, really she isn't his type, but it's not a dead set no, because she does have some qualities that he likes. And his sister tells him that, I think you're just being overly critical. Yeah, you probably are. And again, Brian, you're not a walking tin that you can be so judgmental about somebody else's looks, okay? I know beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but stop acting like you are a 10 and she is Shrek, because that's not the case, okay? All right, thank you. So now we see a little clip of them. It's Christmas. Brian gives Dana some makeup pads for Christmas that are reusable. Again, eye roll because you trying to be funny. It's now day 20 in Ireland. Brian wants to try to rebuild their relationship after talking to his sister. Dana says, I'm not mad that there wasn't a connection in the beginning, but I do feel like I'm being taken for a ride. He asks, you know, just for space in her heart to just enjoy the ride and the connection that they're having. But she feels she can't believe what he is saying. And I'm like, please, believe your gut, honey. Don't believe what he is saying, because I feel like right now he's just saying whatever he can to, one, have sex with you, or two, not to be looked at as the bad guy, or a combination of the both. That's just my opinion. Dana, as they're having this conversation, is pretty much standing her ground and tells him that he needs to take some responsibility and some accountability about, you know, what he's done thus far to kind of lead her on. He says he owns that he may have led her on, and then says, you know, that she feels hurt because she really thought that he liked her. And then all of a sudden, he does a 180 and says, I do like you. You are growing on me. And then he starts to gaslight and says, I just really want you to be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with us. Be gentle with the little girl inside of you. I know that little girl just wants to be loved. Y'all, when he started going in on this, I was like, are we in the Twilight Zone? What the F is happening right now? Because how did we just go from you leading her on to now you're talking about just be easy on yourself, be kind to yourself. Let your heart be open to receive love. What? Her heart and everything was open to receive love. You came in after you found out she was 37, 38, however old she was, and you made her flip the switch, sir. So stop then acting like she is the one that is like all in her head causing her to behave this way. It is you. Girl, when I tell y'all I wanted to throw my phone at this TV, I was so mad. He asks her what can help her open back up, and she says consistency in words and actions. And whenever that happens, then she doesn't have to protect little Dana anymore. So she just completely fell for this whole trick and pony story time he told her about allowing her little girl, her inner little girl, to just be loved. So now she's giving him a second chance because she feel like everybody deserves a second chance. Now, I'm not saying people don't deserve a second chance, but girl, he just fed you a bunch of BS and you completely fell for it as if it was the gospel, honey. Dana, I'm going to need you to be a little bit smarter than this, honey. I really hope we see in the coming episodes that you really learn to trust your gut a little bit more and stand your ground when it comes to Brian, because he is a straight up jerk, okay? Who, y'all, these two and Naeem and Chandra and, well, really everybody got on my nerves this episode except for Carmen and Phil, because they didn't really show them a lot. But all these other couples, team too much that is going on in less than 30 days, child. Anyway, let me know y'all thoughts in the comment section below. What did y'all think about this episode? Did the same people who got on my nerves got on y'all nerves this episode? Please let me know your thoughts, and I will meet y'all down in the comment section below. Until then, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.